Finally, the teaser trailer for Thor Love and Thunder has finally been released. It feels like we were all in an audience sleep just waiting for Marvel to release this, and they've even set a record between the first release of a trailer and the coming of the movie. And one of the reasons why Marvel didn't release this trailer until now, according to leaks and sources, was that Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness is going to play a factor in it. The ramifications and effects that is going to bring to the franchise, to the MCU as a whole. And one of the things also is that there are going to be various Thors from different periods of time who are going to help fight Gor the God Butcher. Now that we've got the trailer, let's try to dissect it and find out more details and Easter eggs in this upcoming MCU title. The first shot we get from this trailer is us being shown Thor developed from a young boy into a man he is today, from a boy to a warrior, just like Thanos, who chose a life of peace after he completed his mission in Avengers Infinity War. Thor has also decided to do same, and by his words, figure out exactly who he is.
I need to figure out exactly who I am.
He does this by planting Stormbreaker in the soil like a plant, because Stormbreaker's handle was made by Groot in Avengers Infinity War. This scene is also reminiscent of Thanos, who left his weapon and ammo on the deserted planet the Avengers found him on. As we all saw Fat Thor in Avengers Endgame, who gained weight after he wasn't able to finish off Thanos immediately, that led to the snap.
You should have gone for the head.
Which left him broken among other things.
Brother, huh?
Well, he's been dead before.
And you said your sister and your dad,
Both dead.
but still got a mom, though?
Killed by a dark elf.
The best friend?
Stabbed through the heart.
Thor is maybe the only one in the MCU who's lost so much, apart from Wanda, that is. This left him in Endgame drinking and eating away whilst gaming almost all the time. It looks like we'll be getting a training montage from Thor, and in this shot we see him training hard with big shackles in a cave with a giant skeleton. This is done while wearing a hat which says Strongest Avenger. Now it also looks like Thor will be a guardian of the galaxy, as it was teased at the end of Avengers Endgame. From the different shots in the trailer, it looks like Thor and the Guardians are going to team up for different adventures in the film. This costume that Thor is wearing is reminiscent of Thor in Thunderstrike from the comics. This version of Thor is going to be called Ravager Thor. As most of you guys know, Ravager is the group that Peter Quill is part of, and they wear leather jackets as part of their signature look. Although it's not known how large the roles of the Guardians of the Galaxy will be in the movie, at least we'll be getting multiple adventures from the Asgardians of the Galaxy. We then get a quick moment from the trailer where we see Tooth Gnasher and Tooth Grinder, who in the comics are mythical gods of Thor who pull his chariots, but in this case a boat. We see them traveling through a city with floating buildings. We then see the next shot in the trailer that looks like a play of some sort. We see Thor on a boat and a blue-haired lady, not yet identified, swinging in and Thor giving her a kiss. This may be part of his solo adventure after saying he was going to live a different or peaceful life, as he said in the beginning of the trailer. We see Thor next in front of his boat firing out the Bifrost from Stormbreaker, which is one of the perks of being a king weapon, as we learned in Avengers Infinity War.
It's a mold, king's weapon. Meant to be the greatest in Asgard. In theory, it could even summon the Bifrost.
This means that he can pretty much travel anywhere in the universe if he wants to. Thor is in his new costume, a red, blue and gold suit which looks like it was inspired by Walter Simonson and Sal Buscema in the late 80s. Hope I said the names right. Now the next shots are of a golden city, which may be Olympia, as we see Zeus next, who is going to be played by Russell Crowe. You don't get a proper look at his face, but a little on the side of his face and his back as he stretches his arms, presumably before the people of Olympia. His powers are also teased as we see several bolts of lightning, and we see a single giant bolt of lightning held by Zeus. We then get the next shots of Thor and Korg investigating the killings of Gor the God Butcher. We see a dead god who in the comics is called Faliga the Behemoth. This shot is ripped straight from the comics. Gor the God Butcher is going to go on a killing spree, killing gods across the universe, and is what prompts Thor and Korg on these investigations. Now we see the next shots of New Asgard, which is doing pretty well with ships all around and a bus saying New Asgard tours. This may be how New Asgard is making some income or money by basically turning the place into a tourist attraction. The next shot is of King Valkyrie, who Thor makes the new king of Asgard before leaving in Avengers Endgame.
People need a king.
No, they already have one.
We see her sitting down meeting with the world leaders, and she doesn't seem thrilled to be there, and the whole responsibility of being a king and all that. We then get a quick glance of Olympia, where Zeus and the other gods reside. Probably the funniest moment from this trailer is of Peter Quill giving Thor an advice while Peter is looking into the eyes of the Guardians while speaking.
You ever feel lost? Just look into the eyes of the people that you love. Not me. What? Just listening.
This could be Thor messing with Star-Lord again.
Knifing one another. Everybody knows who's in charge. Me. Right? Yes, you. Of course. Of course.
But it could also be Thor finding a bond and friendship with these Guardians and Peter Quill himself, since he's been going on adventures with them. Near the end of the trailer, we see a reforged Mjolnir flying through the air, a weapon that was previously destroyed by Hela in Thor Ragnarok. The hammer flies and is caught by Jane Foster, who has returned to the MCU and is shown in her full Mighty Thor costume. In the comics, Jane wields the hammer of Thor and gains his power after she was diagnosed with breast cancer, all while in that time Thor was fighting Gor the God Butcher. Mjolnir calls onto Jane telepathically in an attempt to seek her out as the new owner. She ultimately accepts and does become Mighty Thor. We don't know if Taika Waititi will follow this exactly, but we know that this is going to play a big factor in the movie. In this shot, we see them reunite to protect the Earth, as we can see cars in the background, and boy oh boy, will this be a heavy reunion. We don't know for certain if they will fall for each other again or rekindle their relationship, but with the title being Love and Thunder, perhaps they will be exploring that region again. Now that's it for the breakdown of this trailer. Being a teaser, it sure showed a lot, and even though we didn't get Gor the God Butcher, we still felt his presence in these shots. And honestly, this movie is my top 5 anticipated this year, and I can't wait for this new journey of Thor, Valkyrie, Jane Foster as Mighty Thor, and Korg, as well as the Guardians of the Galaxy, and some cameos that we may get to see in this movie.
And if you enjoyed this video, leave a like, subscribe, turn on the post notification bell not to miss any other new video. As always, Nerdy Sage here, see you in the next video.